Are you guys ready for this shit to start? Are you ready? Our military is being sent out by the thousands. And they're leaving the back door open for the UN. I hope you got everything that you need. If our military gets stationed and they leave over to Israel, that leaves our back door completely open. For years, they have been showing us that the UN was coming here. I've been telling people for years that they've been hiding out in the national parks in the United States. Well, guess what? While the border was open, the UN is here. And our troops are leaving. There's going to be nobody here to defend the American people. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? So when I say I hope you got things prepared, and I hope you got pumes and freedom seeds, that's what I mean. The time is now, and it's happening at some point, sooner than later. I hope you have everything that you need. If not, you better make plans to get the shit as soon as you can. Okay? Our troops are leaving. The UN is making their way in. You seen that video that gentleman said, you don't know who I am now, but you will. You will know who I am soon. I have not made a video in a long time, but now is the time to get your shit together and start paying attention, okay? They're showing it. They're showing the chess pieces. They're putting it all out there. Little breadcrumb by breadcrumb by breadcrumb, and all our troops are leaving. Y'all hear me? They're stationed. They're stationing them all over the United States, and they're leaving. They're leaving. Not even knowing where they're going. They get briefed when they get to the airport. Our military's leaving. The UN military is making their way in. Let me know in the comments what you think. Get your shit together.
They let them through. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. America! America!
Shalom, shalom. Call HALALYAM La, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great MILLSTONE, teacher of well. Peace and salutations be to the Lordful elect. Brother Tazwa, I'm coming to the truth from the province of Babylon, camp here in Tampa, Florida. Alright, this is going to be going into Jacob's trouble. And yeah, you know, base it upon this intro video. So, in the intro video, he was telling you how they're sending the military across the seas. Military across the seas, and they're letting their back door open to so-called immigrants or whatever. And really, it's just all men coming in through the back door. It's all men coming in through the back door, man. You know. It's straight troops, they you know, claiming to be straight troops from other countries, getting ready to raid and attack, you know, but their army, you know, they're saying they're unprotected because they're all the military troops is getting sent across seas. But you know, Esau isn't stupid, man. You know, Esau isn't stupid. And there's another video where there was a bunch of so-called immigrants coming in. It was all straight men, you know, no women, no children. It was all coming in through the gate or whatever. And what he said was they let them through. You know, he said they let them through. So this devil was letting these immigrants through, man. It's not like they're getting in unnoticed or they're sneaking in. No, man. There has never been a problem with mass immigration, man. You know, but now you see it happening, and you got to question: are they really just sneaking in at this point? Salakia. But Yeah, let's go ahead and grab it, man. In the book of... It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." All right, so it's the time of Jacob's trouble, meaning Israel. You so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man, you are in trouble. And that's the time we're coming into. Okay. It says, so that none is like it. So it ain't gonna be no day like this day, which is we're just going into a time period. It ain't gonna be no day like this time period, or no time like this time period. You know, you can think of all the worst things that you've ever seen happen in the earth. It ain't gonna compare to what's about to happen now. But why? Because it's an ending. This is an end time sign and effect. And even you playing video game, whatever video game you may play, or whatever movie you may watch, the ending is always the biggest surprise at the end, man. You know? Like, for example, the boss battle. The boss battle is always the hardest battle. And we're coming into the boss battle soon, man. Okay? We're coming to the hardest levels of this world that this world has ever experienced. And in the end of it, the boss battle is about to be HALALYAM pulling up, man. You ain't gonna be able to defeat that. You're just gonna have to submit. He that is in the field. So there's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter... Give me 1 second. Now let me grab this one real quick, and then I'm gonna grab the 2nd Ezra. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 9. "They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, for these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field." So you're gonna have a bunch of destruction going on in the wars. Okay, and these men are getting sent across the seas to fight in wars and die in the wars and never come back. And the men that are at home are going to fight the famine and plague and pestilence. So let's grab it in Ezra, 2nd Ezra. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse... Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 22. "For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall it says, "And the other that shall escape, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy." Okay, so these are the Lord's judgments. You know, his sword judgments being sent out to the earth. You got famine, you got pestilence, and you got the sword, man. You know, these things are going to be heavy upon America. All right. All sorts of plagues, pestilence, diseases, sicknesses. You got something called Disease X now. They said it has a 100% mortality rate in rats, man. All right. So what does that mean for humans? You know, these niggas just came up with this in a lab and put it out and said, we got something for you niggas. Basically, Jake. That's why we're coming to Jacob's trouble, because their target is Jacob. Their target is Israel. All right, they call it the minorities. We got to help the minorities first, or it's the minorities' fault. And every time something happens, all fingers are pointed at Israel, man. Now, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7 and verse 15. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword. Okay, you're going to die with the sword. And that goes to show you that he's going to be at war in the field, man. Okay, because he's with the sword. Even they that are going to fight for their lives over here in America, instead of staying inside of a safe place or safe haven or a shelter or a home, maybe a band or whatever. There's going to be men out here on these streets trying to get how they live, man. And the scripture even talks about that. It says, power of, in the book of 2nd Ezra's, this one's good too. So it says 2nd Ezra 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. So these people gonna be fighting with swords in their hands, man. And the modern day sword is what? The gun. Okay. And in that day, it's gonna be many things. It's gonna be a bat. It's gonna be a metal pole. It's gonna be a rusty, knife, a machete. Okay, a gun. All these things, man. You ever played the game The Last of Us? You show how he has to manipulate his resources and last remaining materials into swords so that he can fight off zombies, man. But that's what these people are gonna be doing. You're gonna see booby traps, okay, laid out to trap people to try to come into their house, or that, you know, it's going to be a bunch of things. Booby traps in yards, booby traps everywhere to catch somebody, you know. Watch the book of Eli. It'll tell you all about that. We're coming into a desperate time. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Okay, so it's going to be sedition among men, and they're going to be invading one another. It's going to be a constant invasion, whether it's the neighbor versus neighbor, okay, or country versus country. It's going to be a spirit of constant invasion going on, and the ultimate invasion is going to be YAHAWASHI invading the earth, man. Okay, and taking back what is his, what is rightfully his, which is rulership and his people, man. So let's grab the definition of sedition in the blue letter. All right, so it says, G4714 Strong's G. It says a standing, an insurrection, strife, insurrection. It says dissension, controversy, uprising. Let's see if I can find more. It says asunder, apart. Okay, division. Wow, beautiful. There's gonna be a lot of division in America, man. America is already divided. You watched the movie, the trailer to the movie Civil War coming out this year. One of the main scenes in that trailer that turned heads was when the guy said, "Please don't hurt us, we're American." And he asked the guy that was that had the gun, he said, "Okay, well, what kind of American?" That just goes to show you how Satan's house is going to be divided against itself. The scriptures say, you know, we're paraphrasing, a house divided against itself cannot stand, man. If Satan cast out Satan, surely that house cannot stand. All right. So it says, Back in 2nd Ezra 15 and 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. They're going to be overthrowing the like you seen that raid of the White House, but it ain't going to be no guards in there to protect it. You know, the president going to be gone somewhere in a bunker, and they're going to fucking occupy the White House. A bunch of rebels going to occupy the White House. Watch. It says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So the course of their action going to stand in their own power, man. Okay? What they have the power to do, okay, it's going to stand in, you know, what they can do. Whether they got guns, they're going to go raid, you know. It's going to show the level of crime they're going to commit with what they have in the power of their hands. Niggas got bats, and they might just run down on somebody who looks defenseless, who looks like he has nothing. Niggas got guns, they're going to run down on other people with smaller guns. It's going to be a constant war on the inside and on the outside of America, man. This place is crumbling, and nothing, you know, anybody can stop it, because it's prophecies. It's for prophecy's sake, man. Amen. Yeah, listen on that. So let's go back to Ezekiel 7 and 15. It says, the sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. So it's going to be a war without, you know, outside of America, which is Babylon. And the pestilence and the famine that's going to be within, killing America, killing those that stayed here. You know, the Lord's elect, you know, is going to be protected. But the men that, you know, are imprisoned, or, you know, that hid and stayed here, pestilence and famine going, you know, ate them, man. Gonna be their biggest enemies. That's gonna be chasing them through the field, is pestilence and famine, disease and hunger. And it's one thing to be sick or hungry, but it's another thing to be sick and hungry, man. You know, and getting persecuted by the sword. You can't catch a break. That's why the scriptures say that day gonna be as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him. You know, or leaned his hand on the wall and the serpent bit him. Okay, it ain't gonna be no time to sit down and relax. It ain't gonna be no time to, you know, that's why brothers having dreams of being constantly on the move, man. Jumping from one house to another, one bandit house to another, or moving from one city to another city, you know. You have to constantly be on the move. You can't sit down. Somebody gonna come in there and raid your shit fast. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. So even within Babylon, so you want to go outside to go find food, hunt for food. Okay, I got to go find food to feed my family. Y'all stay here. And guess what? The sword is outside. You got other men out there looking for food too. Okay, players, like Andrew Tate says, player versus player. Okay, people going to be out here competing to take each other's spoils, man. You know, and one family may see their husband go out to get food and never may see him return. You know, the next person that comes back into the house gonna be a fucking rebel or a bandit, man. You know, coming to take the spoils, which is the woman, probably kill the kids and take the food. You know, it says, he that is in the field shall die with the sword. A very, very evil time we're coming into, man. So he that is in the field gonna die with the sword. He's gonna die clutching this Glock, man. You know, and those that are overseas gonna die clutching their AR-15s. It says, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. The Lord ain't say you're going to have a little trouble with famine and pestilence. It said famine and pestilence is going to devour your ass. You know, that's why we do what we do, so that we can be protected from these times, man. We know the horrible judgments of YAHAWASHI. The scriptures say the Lord is known by his judgments, which he executeth upon men. Okay? You got to be, you know, be very afraid, man. If you ain't afraid, you're going to end up slipping up and doing, you know, falling to the same wickedness and darkness as these other people, man. And your ass going to be what? Caught up in the judgment with them as well. All right. It says, but they that escape of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves. So they that escape of them shall escape. Like, who's going to be the only ones that, it's going to be the only ones that's going to be able to escape, man. The Lord's elect, man. You know. But it says, but they that escape of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valleys, all of them mourning, everyone for his iniquity. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, And shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their heads. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord, YAHAWASHI. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels. Woo! Because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. There you go, man. You're going to have those that do escape. They're going to be, seeking forgiveness and, Lord, help, please, help, please. We're sorry, but it's going to be too late, man. There is a time for everything under the sun. There's a time to repent. There's a grace period. This is going to be after the grace period. Niggas going to be trying to bald their heads and put on sackcloth and then ask for forgiveness. And mainly you fucking false camps like ROI. Niggas eating pork on Christmas and Thanksgiving and calling it the Lord's Day. And saying any day can be the Lord's Day. And laughing and scoffing and mocking. And niggas like that gonna be in those days, being filled with horror, man. Then they gonna try to keep the truth rightfully. Then they gonna know, oh shit, we was going off eating pork. I'm sorry, please forgive me, but it's gonna be too late, man. But hey, to each his own, man. If any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant still. But that I truly hope this lesson was edifying to you. I cannot wath with listen to truth and sincerity. Until next time, I give all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom.